I haven't made one of these in a while. I've been going through a lot. Um, I started doing acting classes recently again. It's great. Love it. Um, it's weird having so many reasons to want to act, and like especially since most of them are just like probably based on how I was not loved enough as a child. Need that validation. So hopefully one day that happens. Um, I don't know. It's not going fast enough. I'm in the middle of an existential crisis. Those are always fun. It's like every time I try to fall asleep, I just start thinking about how, like, everybody I know is gonna die, and then I'm gonna die. And I used to be religious, a little bit at least, enough to where I was scared of hell. But now I'm more scared of nothing. And I don't think there's anything anybody can say to make me believe in God enough to get into heaven, if there is one. So I'm basically screwed. Because if it does exist, I'm not getting in. And if it doesn't exist, well, that sucks. And I don't even have the faith to try to convince me that there is something, so I don't freak out every day. It's weird thinking about it, you know? Because it's not like I have anxiety. Shaky, sorry. I have anxiety. I've had anxiety since I was little, like 6 or younger. And a lot of the things I'm afraid of are things that won't kill me. They'll just suck. You know, like I have to get my wisdom teeth out still. I was supposed to a year ago, didn't. Um, state health insurance, pretty bad. And that's terrifying. But it'll only hurt really bad for like 4 days. But death is forever. Real death, not when people say they like died on the table and they brought them back. You're barely dead. It's like a heavy nap. They get brought back and people are like, oh, I saw something. And it's like, but your brain was still active. I don't think you went anywhere. That was probably just your brain dying. It was just a dream essentially. And that sucks. I wish I could believe like the stories that people tell. I know people that have died on the table and didn't see anything and they're religious. And I know people who know other people who died on the table and they saw God and they saw heaven and it was beautiful and it was great and whatever. And now they have so much hope and it's like, but you weren't really dead. Because you came back. If you're really dead, you don't come back. And we're all not going to come back eventually. What's the point? Why are we here? There's really no reason to be here for anything, or just here. Why was I born, Why were any of us born? Why not the next egg? Stupid. I don't know, it sucks. I just keep thinking about it. And I'm sick all the time. I feel like I'm gonna die all the time and I'm losing like muscle mass. I tried to lift 10-pound weights yesterday. I used to be able to do it all the time. It was great. I have like muscles for once and yeah, that did not go well. I'm like wasting away. I've been sick for like 6 days. Headaches and fatigue. I'm just exhausted and I don't know why. And I got bitten by a mosquito and it was in a high risk area for Triple E. So I'm waiting to see if I start getting like a fever or really bad headaches. Because 30% of people who get it die. And I don't want to. Which is ironic because I was suicidal for like most of my life and now it's like, not today. Weird how you can go from like wishing you were dead for years to being terrified of death. 180. Really weird 180. It's probably easier if you just like don't care, because then you don't have to worry. Like, I wasn't even one of those people who didn't care enough to where they just didn't worry about death. I still worried as long as like I didn't, like if I didn't have the hand in it, then I was scared. But if I thought about like me doing it, it wasn't that scary. It was like the control thing. But I have no control over death. Nobody does. And that's the worst. Because we're all gonna die. And we're all gonna see people that we love die. And then we're gonna be alone. And then we're gonna die. And if you have kids, then they're gonna be alone when you die. And then they're gonna die. And the cycle continues until we die off as a species or the planet dies. But we might just colonize Mars. It'll just be the same thing, but red. And that's gonna suck. It's weird that we're like trying to colonize Mars, or we're at least thinking about it, but I still have panic attacks when I go into restaurants. What am I gonna do? What are we gonna do? You know? Weird. Mars. Imagine going to Mars. I don't want to go to Mars. It's too hot. Too dusty. It's like Arizona. I don't want to go to Arizona. Gross. Anyway, I'm just, this sucks. What do you do? What do you do when you don't have faith? You know? What do you do with that? I don't know. I tried to ask my pastor a couple years ago when I was going through like the same thing. I tried to ask him why Christianity was the right religion, you know, because there's like so many other ones, and they're all, a lot of them are variation. I'm technically Baptist, but I'm really nothing. And he said that Christianity was the right religion because his dad was a pastor, and his dad told him. I don't think that's proof, dude. You know? Like, a Muslim can say the same thing. Somebody who's Jewish could say the same thing. A Buddhist could say the same thing. You're not all right. That's not an answer. I don't know, it bugged me. He said how, the only way you get into heaven is if you believe in Jesus and God 100%, and your faith never, like, dips or whatever. Like, you have 100% faith. And that's it. Nothing else matters. Doesn't matter the mistakes you've made or how many sins you've committed or whatever. Just matters if you have 100% faith in Jesus Christ. So we're all fucked. Because I don't think everybody that's like thinks they're going to heaven has 100% faith in Jesus Christ. I don't. You know? Who has 100% faith? And it's only when you die. Because then that's way easier. You know? Well, it was not easier, but it seems easier. Yeah, probably easier because it's less time. You gotta, like, force yourself. But how do you force faith? You know? Because I'm trying. It's not working. How do you force yourself to believe in something that doesn't really have much proof, if any? I don't know. I have no idea. And I wasn't even raised that, like, Christian, you know? And I don't know why I'm so worried about this. I want to get my cards read my entire life, and I'm so scared that if I do, I'm going to be, like, smited. But why? My mom was a Wiccan. My dad, I think, is agnostic. And my grandparents are Christian, at least one of them, and she doesn't talk about it, really. So why do I care? Why do I believe this? I don't know. Why do I feel like Christianity is the right one? I don't know. Because I'm in America and it's pushed on us, I guess? Probably. I feel like I was just born with the knowledge of, like, Jesus to the extent that I have now. Just because it's so pushed in America. Which is really annoying. It's like if you learn any other religion, it's like mythology almost. And it's hilarious. I took Greek myth in high school, and the teacher called Christianity mythology, and that was interesting because he has a point. Why is Greek myth? Why is Greek religion mythology, but other religions are not? You know, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what to do. You guys could tell me, or not. Probably not. Probably won't, but it'd be nice. You can tell me to go fuck myself if you want. That's probably going to be just as helpful. How do you force yourself to believe in something that you don't? I don't know. I feel like my Christian family's going to see this video and get really weirded out. Like, oh my god, she works at the church in the summer with kids. Probably shouldn't let that happen anymore. Yeah, probably. Probably not. But it's a lot better than the homophobic old ladies and the kid blaming old ladies and the fat shaming not really old ladies. They're not old, they're like 30. I don't know. She was weird. Like, this chick was like wicked mad about her sister losing weight. Oh, she wasn't fat. She was slut shaming her sister. That's what it was. But she was like overweight, and her sister used to be overweight, and she like lost a bunch of weight, and then she was like talking bad about her. It's like, leave her alone. Oh, and the rape victim blaming old ladies. Yeah, those ones, those are great. I feel like I'm probably better than that. At least I don't make the kids feel bad. You know, if one of them's gay or something, I'm not gonna tell them to go into hell. They might. Well, not go to hell, but the ladies might tell them they will. So, don't kick me out. Alright, well, that's enough rambling. Thanks for listening if you made it this far.